Welcome, friends. I'm Yvonne Davis, your traveling warrior astrologer, and I have a new video for you today. It's Venus in Capricorn. So I'm going to do a general reading on Venus in Capricorn, and then I will do all signs so you can look for your signs, and there will be time stamps for those. So what I want to start with is saying that, as many of you know, I'm rebranding my channel. It's now called Quantum Astrology. And I want to talk a little bit about what that means before I get into the Venus in Capricorn reading. And I also want to say, if you're new to this channel and you like this content, please subscribe, click like on this video, share with friends and family, and comment below. And in fact, that is what I'm going to ask of my followers right now. So let me tell you what I'm looking for, because I would really like to hear your opinion on this. So basically, I want to share with you what my plan is for this new rebranded channel, Quantum Astrology. I want to bring the content, the kind of content that is really inspiring and empowering to help you on your journey by blending astrology, manifestation, and the art of living in sync with the cosmos. So the question I have for you, my dear friends, is this. What would spark inspiration and empowerment in you? Whether it's timing your best life with astrological transits, exploring the science behind quantum manifestation, or planning life changes with astrocartography, I'm searching for fresh content ideas that will help you feel inspired and empowered to lead a more intentional life. So a week before each major astrological event, like a new moon, a Mars transit, or a significant aspect, I'll release videos discussing what it means and how to best harness that energy. It's like a roadmap to navigate the universe's energies with purpose. I also want to let you know that I'll be back on the road soon, and I'll share insights from the road, snippets of my own astrocartography journey, and tips to help you build a more aligned life. So any thoughts you have about the direction of my new rebranded channel and what you would enjoy, please let me know. I really want to hear your thoughts, so put them in the comments below, okay? And one more thing I want to say before I get into the Venus in Capricorn reading is that I am offering a free manifestation workshop on my Patreon channel. It's a 30-day manifestation challenge, and it's free for my patrons. So if you go over and join Patreon, even if you just want to do 1 month, the minimum tier is $5. So that's like $5 for the workshop if you just want to check it out and see if you like being a patron, see if you like the community. And if it's not something you want, then there's no commitment. You can just try it out for a month, do the free workshop, and that's it. Okay, so I'm going to put at the end of this video more information about that manifestation workshop. So that'll be the last minute of the video. So if you stay until the end, you can get that information, okay? And of course, you can always get a reading by clicking the link in the description box below. You can always find my Patreon channel by clicking the link below in the description box. And right now I'm even offering the end of the year special, which is a $99 hour-long astrology reading. All right, so having said all that, let's get into the Venus in Capricorn. So when we talk about Venus in Capricorn, we're obviously looking at the qualities of Venus specifically, such as love, wealth, beauty, all of the things that matter to us, all of the things that we value, all of the things we're passionate about. That can be people, relationships, objects, just wealth itself, beauty, things that we find beautiful, things that attract us. And so those are the qualities of Venus. And she's going to be entering Capricorn, where she'll be for a month. And so we'll be looking specifically at the qualities of Venus in Capricorn. And so we got to think about, specifically like what is the lens of Capricorn that Venus is shining through. So when we talk about things like beauty and aesthetics, Venus in Capricorn is drawn to classic, timeless beauty rather than passing trends. So Venus in Capricorn actually likes old things. Venus in Capricorn appreciates old things, appreciates antiques, appreciates classics. And that doesn't even mean that it has to be like perfect and polished or anything like that. I know many people who have Venus in Capricorn. I'm one of those people who just likes old things. They don't even have to be perfect, like antiques or anything like that. Sometimes just an old worn leather chair, or old books, like those old cloth bound hardback books, just the look of them. I just love the look of them. Old tapestries, I don't even care if things are threadbare. It's not about being perfect. It's about just appreciating the effort that went into the quality of that object, like a tapestry, like the time and effort and materials that went into it, which is different than our modern age where so many things are just made on an assembly line. Old things usually have, they're made of higher quality materials like real leather or wool, cashmere, even cotton, as opposed to synthetics or polyester. So, and I'm not really saying that anything made of, plastic or polyester or synthetics that they can't be appreciated. I'm just saying that the Venus in Capricorn energy really likes old things that have this long-term quality about them, even if they're old and worn, that there's still an appreciation for the materials that are in those objects or the time that it took, to make them. So keep that in mind when you're thinking about Venus in Capricorn, and you may even look around your home and see if you have objects like that, that you value. I mean, I have things that are decades old that I've had for ages because I have a pullover from when I was in high school. It belonged to an ex-boyfriend and I liked it. So I still have it, to this day. I don't wear it very often, but I still have it. And it is made of cotton. So it still has stood the test of time. So yeah, and I just want to be clear, it's not about that person, but maybe Venus in Capricorn, maybe it is about that person. I don't know. Maybe it's imbued with positive feelings, deep in my subconscious. Maybe that is true. But I think that even that is a Venus in Capricorn thing, because it's not just that the object is old and that it stood the test of time, but that it was associated with an old love. So these are the kinds of things that Venus and Capricorn bring. They bring a desire for things that are old and lasting and high quality, or if they're new, they're still very high quality and will last a long time. Okay, they have value embedded in them that has something to do with time, because Capricorn is ruled by Saturn and it's an earth sign. It's very much about the material world. And Venus is the ruler of Taurus, which is also an earth sign. So in this sense, they work well together. Those energies work well together when you're thinking about material objects that last a long time and that have value, okay? So again, Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, and Saturn appreciates things that are well-crafted, that are simple, that are built to last. The aesthetics associated with this placement is often minimalist, yet refined. I'm not sure I completely agree with that, because I think that when you bring the Venus aspect into it, Venus likes luxuries. The Taurus aspect of Venus, she likes luxuries. She likes comfort. And so Venus in Capricorn does have an emphasis on quality over quantity, but when we think about like minimalist, That's probably true of other planets in Capricorn, like maybe Mercury in Capricorn. But I think Venus is fine with not necessarily cluttered, because each object needs to have value. But Venus can go around her home or the environment that she's created, and she knows why she has each object. And so it could actually be a good time to do some decluttering, to use that quality of Venus in Capricorn to say, do I really value this thing? And if you don't, then may as well let it go. So those people influenced by this transit may find themselves attracted to more muted colors, earthy colors, earth tones, classic styles, and anything with a sense of history or maturity. There's a preference for natural beauty that deepens with age rather than glamorous or flashy appearances. So, for example, even though Venus is all about beauty, another name for Venus is Aphrodite. She is the goddess of love and attraction and eros and all those kinds of things. But Venus in Capricorn is different. She's more interested in classic style, more like Princess Catherine, because that style has to be something that is not just a flash in the pan, but will last forever. So even, hundreds of years down the line, if people look back on her, they will still see her as having a classic style. So that's more the quality of Venus in Capricorn. It's not showy. It's not into a lot of bling. It's not into Tammy Faye Baker kind of makeup. It's not into super high mini skirts and super low cleavage. That is not Venus in Capricorn. It's just the opposite, in fact. So in love and relationships, when Venus is in Capricorn, she seeks relationships that are serious, reliable, and goal-oriented. Romance becomes more practical and focused on the future, often with a sense of duty and responsibility attached to it. Venus in Capricorn values loyalty, and the commitment made during this transit has a strong chance of enduring. This is not a placement for whirlwind flings. Instead, it favors partnerships built slowly and deliberately. So couples may feel heightened need to build something meaningful together, whether that's a shared home, a family, or even a business. So relationships that cannot stand that test of time, that are not serious, reliable, goal-oriented, and committed, will sometimes fall apart during Venus in Capricorn. So, if that's what you're looking for, then Venus in Capricorn will work well for that, because it'll filter out the people who are not going to make a commitment, who are not going to be loyal, serious, reliable, or goal-oriented. Okay. So also when you think about diplomacy and attraction, you've still got the Venus Taurus qualities, but you've also got the Venus Libra qualities, because she rules both signs. And so the Venus Libra qualities are more about diplomacy and relationships. And so when Venus is in Capricorn, she brings a restrained, almost reserved style of attraction. Capricorn is a sign that values respect and discretion. So flirtation becomes subtle, even formal. Capricorn's earthiness keeps Venus grounded, which translates to a cool yet magnetic charm. Those affected by Venus in Capricorn may find themselves more drawn to others who demonstrate ambition, maturity, and a good work ethic. Diplomacy under this influence is less about charm and more about practical solutions and a no-nonsense approach to resolving conflicts. I keep coming back to this thought or idea that Venus in Capricorn is extremely grounded. in some sense, not even really interested in having a lot of fun. I don't want to imply that Venus in Capricorn can't have fun. Yes, yes, of course she can. It's just that the kind of fun she has is not frivolous. The kind of fun she has is grounded in something that she sees as lasting a long time. So for her, fun would be something like shopping for a home, or decorating a home, or preparing a meal, having a dinner party, and inviting people that have the potential for long-term, steady relationships and connections, or those that she's already built those connections with. Okay. So then when we get to wealth and money, and that aspect of Venus in Capricorn, her association with wealth takes on a cautious, investment-oriented approach. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, the planet of hard work, discipline, and delayed gratification. Venus in Capricorn is inclined toward saving and planning for the future, favoring strategies that ensure long-term stability rather than quick profits. This is an excellent time for setting financial goals, developing budgets, and making disciplined investments that will yield benefits over time. People may feel more responsible with money, focusing on building wealth gradually and sensibly. So, as an example, right now, the stock market is doing very well. I have a small nest egg in the stock market, and it has definitely been growing lately. But I will say that all of the things I have invested in are very conservative. So my portfolio is doing well. I don't know if you could say the same for yourself, because I don't know what kind of investments you've made or what kind of savings you have. But I only invest in very conservative things because I don't know, maybe because I had an experience in the past where I invested more in a more risky time, or something like that. I really don't know. It's been a very long time ago, and lost money in the stock market. And so I think I lost half of what I had invested. And I think that really taught me that I would rather grow my savings slowly than risk that kind of loss. So that's very much about Venus in Capricorn. Venus in Capricorn also likes investing in real estate. And so if you have a home, or, if you're thinking of buying a home, while Venus is in Capricorn is a good time to look at that. So, and I don't know what the real estate market looks like right now, but again, these are the kinds of things that Venus in Capricorn values. So you may want to look at that. Venus also has magnetic qualities. So while in Capricorn, she is not traditionally thought of as a magnetic sign, because she's more muted in Capricorn. But there is a unique allure to Venus in Capricorn. And because this energy attracts through quiet confidence, resilience, and a sense of purpose. And Venus in Capricorn is a bit like the mountain climber, attracting admirers through sheer determination and dedication. There's something irresistibly appealing about Capricorn's strength and sense of control, which combined with Venus' charm makes for a steady magnetic presence. So as I'm talking about Venus in Capricorn, like I said, I have Venus in Capricorn. But when I think about other people, and I'm thinking more about women, and Princess Catherine of Wales just keeps coming to mind. I mean, I really cannot think of a better example of Venus in Capricorn. I don't know if she has Venus in Capricorn or any signs in Capricorn, but that would be interesting to look at, because yes, she definitely seems to be kind of the iconic example of Venus in Capricorn. So my general forecast for Venus in Capricorn is during the transit of Venus in Capricorn, relationships, finances, and aesthetics all become very grounded, very serious, and future focused. This period encourages everyone to invest time, effort, and patience in building connections and resources that will stand the test of time. So again, I'm not just talking about objects. And I want to say, because I put a lot of emphasis on the Venus in Capricorn value of material objects. And while that is true, I also want to say that the objects can actually be very minimal or limited. So an example that I have is I do a lot of thrift store shopping. I love thrift store shopping, and I think that that is very much Venus in Capricorn because I like old things and I like value. And so I have found amazing things. Like, for example, I found furniture, I found designer clothing that was either brand new or very close to brand new that I got like so incredibly cheap. I mean, I found one time a biking outfit at a thrift store that had a tag on it that was like $135, brand new. It still had the tag on it, never been worn. And I got it for $8 at the thrift store. And the really crazy thing was that I went into the thrift store to find a biking outfit at that moment in time. And I just like went down an aisle, flipped through a few things, and I found it within at least the first 10 minutes I was there. It's so amazing. So I love that kind of thing. I absolutely love, love, love finding old things at the thrift store that have incredible value because I could pay a fraction of the price for something that normally would have cost hundreds of dollars. So this period encourages everyone to invest time, effort, and patience in building connections and resources that will stand the test of time. And romantic relationships initiated during this period will tend to prioritize commitment and stability. Because if the person that you are involved with or that you meet isn't interested in commitment, it just simply won't stand the test of time. It'll get filtered out by that Venus in Capricorn. And this transit is also favorable for making financial plans or investments, especially those that require patience and discipline to pay off. On a broader scale, this is a period when people may feel a sense of satisfaction from putting in the work to improve their relationships or financial standing. Like this Venus in Capricorn is not lazy, okay? She's willing to work for what she wants, and she's willing to commit to it. And socially, it may be a quieter, more reflective time where people gravitate towards smaller gatherings or one-on-one connections rather than large parties or spontaneous outings, okay? So I hope that kind of gives you the flavor of Venus in Capricorn. And now I'm going to turn to the Venus in Capricorn forecast for each zodiac sign. So for Aries and Aries rising, with Venus moving through your 10th house of career, which is Capricorn, you may experience a harmonious period in your professional life. This is a great time to build valuable connections with colleagues, and you might even find romance in the workplace. Financially, consider long-term investments as Capricorn energy encourages a steady, strategic approach. So if you've been wanting to make advancements in your career or your public social standing, then this is a good time to do it because Venus has that attractive quality. You know, she helps things be smooth and harmonious, and she has that attractive quality. So this would be a good time to focus on your career. For Taurus and Taurus rising, Venus in fellow Earth sign of Capricorn lights up your 9th house of travel and higher education. So this is an ideal time to deepen your love for learning or explore a new philosophy with a partner. Romantic trips or studying something with a loved one could enhance your relationship. And financially, this transit encourages you to consider investments in education or personal growth. The ninth house also rules your worldview and your belief systems. So Venus in Capricorn is also taking you back to something that is more grounded and more traditional. So she's kind of imbuing Capricorn with, or vice versa, Capricorn and Saturn are imbuing her with a desire for things that are more grounded, more traditional, and more long lasting. Okay. So fads do not work for Venus and Capricorn. Absolutely not. Whether it's objects that are fads or whether it's ideas that are fads. No, she wants to go back to the traditional ways when she's in Capricorn. So for Gemini and Gemini rising, for you, Gemini, Venus in Capricorn moves through your 8th house of shared resources and intimacy. This transit encourages you to strengthen deep emotional and financial connections. You may benefit from merging resources with a partner, and this period could also enhance your magnetic charm. So be mindful with finances and investments, ensuring that any new ventures are built to last. So the 8th house rules joint assets, joint finances. It is a money house, but it's the ones where our finances and our resources are tied in with other people or other organizations, like investments, as an example. So it is a good time to focus on that with Venus in Capricorn, because you will be very grounded in your choices and you will focus on investments and decisions, financial decisions that are based on things that will last a long, long, long time. Okay. And if we're looking at the psychological side of it, the 8th house rules things like intimacy, vulnerability, sexuality, karmic relationships, and what else? Deep psychological transformation. But I think that often does come from our relationships, especially with Venus in Capricorn, because of the fact that we really want that commitment, and so anything that's not giving us that commitment will not satisfy us on that deep soul level. It will not satisfy us where we feel vulnerable, where we want intimacy and we want commitment. And so if we're not getting that from our relationships, then it's going to lead to deep psychological transformation, in the sense that we will need to decide if it's time to let go of those relationships, if they're not meeting needs in the 8th house. All right, so for Cancer and Cancer rising, Venus in Capricorn highlights your 7th house of partnerships, making it a powerful time for relationships. If single, you may find yourself drawn to someone with maturity and a strong sense of responsibility. And in committed relationships, this is a great time to reinforce your bond and work on shared goals. Financially, partnerships can be beneficial during this transit. So the 7th house is a partnership house. It's a relationship house. It's the house of others, but it's also the house of deep, meaningful relationships and long-term relationships. And that can be romantic. It can be business partnerships. It can be contractual relationships. It can be friends, family, any kind of relationship that is deep and meaningful, that usually lasts a long time, in the sense, it's like a more long-term, deep, meaningful relationship. Again, family, friends, business partnerships, romantic partnerships, et cetera, contractual relationships, including marriage, and including open enemies. And believe it or not, those are long-term, meaningful relationships. So those are all the kinds of relationships that go into the 7th house. So with Venus in Capricorn, we want relationships that will last a long time, that will build something. And again, that's not necessarily romance or marriage. It could be, but it can also be relationships with family members or friends. And so we are wanting those friendships and those family relationships, or those romantic relationships, or those business relationships, or those contractual relationships, to provide something of lasting value. And if they don't, they may not make the cut while Venus is in Capricorn. So you will probably be reevaluating your relationships to some degree, and whether or not they are helping you meet your goals. If they're not, you will probably move away from those relationships. And I don't think it'll be dramatic. It could be, but I think more likely you're just drifting away from those relationships that aren't meeting goals. You may also consider new people that you want to meet and interact with, because you feel that they will provide those what you're looking for with Venus in Capricorn, those goals of romantic commitment or material wealth, So those are the kinds of things that Venus in Capricorn is always looking for in her relationships, for Cancer and Cancer rising. And for Leo and Leo rising, Venus moves through your 6th house of work and health and daily routines, where it brings harmony to your daily routines, to your workplace, and also can benefit your health. And because the 6th house rules your body, sometimes you may even look in the mirror and think, wow, I'm looking pretty good these days. So that's an added benefit. But you may also be focused on how you can make yourself more beautiful with Venus in the 6th house. And again, with her there in Capricorn, you are looking for long-lasting classic quality. So you may want to look for things that can improve your appearance, that are long-lasting, classic, and have a traditional style, okay? Like a really nice wool coat, or a cashmere sweater, or a really nice watch, or something like that, that's going to last a long time. During this time, you may find pleasure in taking better care of yourself or improving your work environment. Romantic sparks could fly in the workplace, or you may simply feel more productive and content with your work. It's like you get that harmony and you get that flow that Venus brings to wherever she's showing up in a person's chart and in their life. And financially, you'll want to focus on practical budgeting and steady growth. So for example, when you're thinking about your work, your body, and your daily routines, you are thinking about doing the work over a long period of time to create steady growth, okay? And you have that sense of commitment to your work. You have that sense of commitment to your health and body. You have that sense of commitment to your daily routines. Like this is a kind of structured daily routine, because Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, and Saturn is the planet of structure. So having Capricorn there brings this desire for structured routines that lead to steady growth. So I hope you will enjoy having Venus there for the coming month, and make the most of it, Leo. For Virgo and Virgo rising, with Venus in your 5th house of romance, creativity, and pleasure, this is a wonderful time to experience the sweeter side of life. Your romantic life can flourish, and you may feel inspired to express yourself artistically. Capricorn's influence encourages stability in love, so any new romance that begins now has the potential to be long-lasting. The 5th house, focusing on romance, creativity, pleasure, children, recreation, hobbies. Sometimes also we may be involved in various clubs or communities when we are doing those kinds of things, or relationships when we're doing those kinds of things. And that will really flourish with Venus in Capricorn there, because, of course, Venus brings in her harmony, her beauty, her attractiveness, her love of life, and her love of value and pleasure and luxury. And she brings that to the fifth house. So yes, she's very attractive in that way. So she may either attract romance when she's in there, or she may help your current romantic relationship flourish. But also creativity and enjoying creativity. So if you are a creative, artistic person, having Venus there will really inspire you and help you to feel more pleasure and enjoyment in your creative, artistic endeavors. But also because it's Capricorn, it'll be very grounded in the day-to-day activities that lead toward success. So it's not about fantasizing of, oh, how wonderful it would be, if I was a photographer, it's not about fantasizing. It's about actually doing the work, like buying the equipment, learning how to use the equipment, improving your skills, going out and taking hundreds of photographs and then coming back and working with them in an editing program and making them the absolute best they could be and then displaying them. That's how we ground it through that Saturnian Capricornian filter that Venus is shining her energy through. So I think you could have a lot of fun with this. So I hope that you will make the most of it, Virgo. And for Libra and Libra rising, Venus transits your fourth house of home and family, bringing warmth and harmony to your domestic life. You may feel a stronger connection with family members or even consider beautifying your living space. This is a good time to think about long-term investments in property or to start saving for future family needs. So with Venus in the fourth house Capricorn, the focus is very much on love, relationships, beauty, value, and bringing those things into the home, beautifying the home, bringing harmony and love and value into the home. And this, again, is not about fads. It's not about frivolity. It's about long-term value, the things that you value for a long time. So that's really nice because in this month of November, when we have Thanksgiving, having Venus there in that home sector of your life can be really nice for bringing wonderful, harmonious relationships during Thanksgiving and enjoying all the wonderful things that we love about Thanksgiving, good food, being with family, being in the home, the comforts of home and family. And so I would say if you have the opportunity to spend time with family on Thanksgiving, let's try to make the most of it because I think that it could bring a lot of harmony and pleasure to that area of your life this month. And for Scorpio and Scorpio rising, for you, Scorpio, Venus moves through your third house of communication, bringing a grounded charm to your interactions. You may form meaningful connections through conversations or find romance with someone in your local community. And financially, this is a good time for planning and budgeting, especially around short-term projects or local investments. So the focus is very much on communication, and third house matters. It's about how we take in information, how we process it in our minds, and then how we put it out into the world. And Scorpio has always been known as a very serious sign. So that energy is with Scorpio in your first house, that energy in the third house is in a sextile. So it flows smoothly. And so Scorpio is very much like they're comfortable with the feeling of Venus and Capricorn because it's in alignment. It's in that sextile flow with the things that matter to Scorpio because Scorpio, the way that they form relationships, long-term relationships, is very much about being able to trust and rely on someone. And when they can't rely on someone, well, you do not want to be around a Scorpio. And you know that, Scorpio. All right, so I hope that you will very much enjoy having Venus there in your third house of communication, and I hope things flow well for you in the way that you're able to communicate with people during this time. For Sagittarius and Sagittarius rising, Venus transits your second house of money and personal values. Woohoo, Sagittarius. And this makes it an ideal time to focus on building financial stability. You may feel more disciplined about spending and saving, finding value in quality over quantity. And relationships also benefit, especially if you and your partner share common financial goals. So let's see what else we can say about Venus in Capricorn in your second house. Well, one thing I would say for Sagittarians is that some very unique things have been happening specifically for Sagittarians, which is having both Saturn and the ruler of Capricorn and Neptune in your fourth house of home and family. So a lot of Sagittarians have been very nomadic, but have also been looking for their dream home. And you may have already found your dream home. So if you have, I congratulate you. If you haven't yet, there's still time with Neptune in your fourth house. But that Saturn in your fourth house is also doing a couple things. One, it's helping to stabilize things. So again, you're getting that ideal grounded into a real dream home. And they will be there until February of 2026. So you can continue to use that energy in your fourth house of home and family, related to your second house of income, earnings, and resources, how you bring resources in, how you access resources, how you channel resources, channel abundance, and what you value, how you access the things that you value. So that combination, that sextile of Venus and Capricorn in your second house, and Saturn, the ruler of Capricorn, and Neptune in your fourth house of home and family, there is very much this focus on value in the home, okay? How you create value in the home. Even if you don't have a home right now, because even if you are nomadic right now, you are very much limited to the things that have value. You cannot afford to have a lot of non-essentials, okay? So be thinking about that. What has value and what do you want to keep? What can you get rid of? And really focus on the essentials and those essentials that have real value for you, okay? And also maybe the work that you're doing in the home. That's another way that the second house and the fourth house sextiling each other can get those energies flowing really well to help you bring money in, to help you accumulate wealth and value in the home. Okay, so I hope that that Venus transit in your second house of money and personal values makes this an ideal time for you to build financial stability and to see how that relates to your home environment. All right, Capricorn and Capricorn rising. With Venus in your sign, Capricorn, your natural magnetism is enhanced and people are drawn to your steady, confident presence. This is an excellent time for self-care and making personal changes that reflect your true self. In love, you may attract someone who admires your ambition and maturity. And financially, consider long-term goals that align with your personal growth. So this Venus is for you, Capricorn, in your first house of self. Venus can make you more attractive, make you more magnetic, make you more confident. You will feel more comfortable, you will feel more attractive, and other people will perceive you as more attractive, okay? So I would definitely recommend that you take advantage of that and do anything that you want to improve your physical appearance, okay? So that when you go out into the world, You feel really confident about the image that you are presenting in the world. Again, I keep thinking back to Princess Catherine of Wales. Of course, she's female, so if you're male and watching this, then you can find a counterpart that you think represents the image of what you would consider your ideal, the way that you would like to present yourself. But I know with Venus in Capricorn, it's definitely going to be a classic style. So for Aquarius and Aquarius rising, Venus moves through your 12th house of solitude and spiritual growth, encouraging you to look inward. This is a time for reflection, where you may reevaluate what you truly desire in love and life. Financially, it's best to focus on clearing debts or resolving any lingering financial issues rather than taking on new commitments. So having Venus in the 12th house can be good for relationships if you like spending time alone with one special person or with a small group of people. When Venus is in the 12th house, especially in Capricorn, she's not interested in mingling. She's not interested in going to big parties or outings with a lot of strangers that she doesn't know. It just doesn't feel comfortable. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel fun when Venus is in Capricorn in the 12th house. She is more comfortable with solitude or with a few people, maybe one or a few people that she feels really super comfortable with. Okay. So if you like solitude, this is a great time to focus on yourself, your own self-care, your own needs, and bring in that sense of luxury and comfort, like take a hot bubble bath, like a candlelit bath with scented candles and maybe some lavender bubble bath, whatever makes you feel good, where you can focus on yourself, your self-care, and that feeling of luxury and comfort. Okay. Or make a meal for yourself. And even if there's no one else with you, you can still create a candlelit dinner and make a delicious meal for yourself and take care of yourself. So that's what I'd recommend for you, Aquarius, with this Venus in Capricorn. And for Pisces and Pisces rising. For Pisces, Venus in Capricorn lights up your 11th house of friendships and social circles. This is an excellent time to build lasting friendships or even find love within your community. Financially, this transit may encourage you to focus on group investments or charitable endeavors that align with your values. So Venus in the 11th house is a wonderful place to have Venus because it's a relationship house, and Venus is a relationship planet. So again, just like with the 7th house, when Venus is in Capricorn in any relationship house, we want relationships that last a long time. We want relationships that are deep and meaningful and are long-lasting, and we feel a sense of commitment and loyalty. That's what we like. So with Venus there now, you could potentially meet new people, or you could reestablish old relationships and reestablish those old bonds, or just with the people that you normally spend time with, you can also increase the feeling of connection with those people with Venus in your 11th house of friendships and social circles. So I would say this is a great time to get out and socialize, to spend time with friends, to spend time networking, meet new people, go out on dates, just get the most of that Venus there in your 11th house of friendships and social circles. Okay. All right. I hope you enjoy that, Pisces, and make the most of that Venus in Capricorn this month. Venus in Capricorn reminds us of the value of slow, steady growth and the rewards that come from putting in the work for things that truly matter, whether in love, friendships, or finances. This transit encourages us to commit ourselves to long-term success and lasting beauty. So before I end this video, I want to say again, if you're new, please subscribe. And if you enjoyed this content, please like, share with friends and family, and comment below any thoughts you have about having Venus in Capricorn in your chart. Also, if you're interested in that free 30-day manifestation workshop on Patreon, then please stick around. There will be a 1-minute video attached to this talking about what I'll be doing in that free workshop. So if you're interested, check it out and come on over to Patreon and you can get into that free workshop. And that's going to be for a 30-day workshop. All right, hope to see you there. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye. Welcome. Today is day 1 of a 30-day manifestation challenge. So these videos are going to be relatively short because I just want to keep us on track. If you want to join this 30-day manifestation challenge, today we will start with setting an intention. So what would you like to manifest in this 30 days? It can be something that will probably take longer, possibly take longer, but if you want to do that, that's totally fine because you're still going to make progress toward your goal. These videos will be relatively short because I don't want to take up a lot of time with this everyday step. I just want to make sure that you're staying on track and that you have tools to help you out. And I'm also hoping that we can build community and share in the comments what it is we're attempting to manifest, whether or not we're making progress. If you're having any challenges, which you can share in the comments, because then I can respond to those over the 30 days. And also I want to share with you various techniques in manifestation to help you get focused, to stay the course for the 30 days, and to feel like you're making progress. All right, so if you do want to join this 30-day manifestation challenge, just go ahead and write in the comments below what it is that you want to manifest and any questions that you have and any other thoughts that you want to share. And then we can work together over the 30 days to continue supporting each other, to share information with each other, to share our progress and any challenges that are coming up. All right, so I look forward to seeing your comments. I look forward to seeing everybody who is going to join this 30-day manifestation challenge and find out how it goes for you. All right, I'll see you in the comments.